Hi, boys and girls. Okay, so today for writing, we're going to be talking about planning a little bit more. Last week, we talked about an apple idea and an apple seed idea and what the difference is. So I chose graduation 2008, and my apple seed idea might be handed my diploma. We're going to take that a little bit further. So you guys should have come up with your ideas. And today we're going to be talking about how to take that apple seed idea and how to turn it into a vignette. So that is this line right here. It's our planning out a vignette. So first of all, learning to ride my bike is a big idea. So it probably takes weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks to learn how to ride a bike. The apple seed idea, though, would have been one moment of that bigger picture. So the moment my dad lets go of my bike and I'm riding it by myself. So we need to, why don't we go over what they did as far as their planning. So the beginning of how this works is, this is where we start, and you'll notice that they are trying to remember all of the little itty bitty teeny tiny details that happened to them during that moment. So it looks like they've got hair sticking to me. So he or she is probably really, really sweaty because they're riding a bike, and usually it's summertime when you're riding a bike. She's feeling determined. So this is what she's feeling. This is what she's seeing. This is how she's feeling. We've got pedaling faster than ever before. And then we've got the climax, which means it's the part where the story gets the most important or the biggest thing happens. And it's that dad lets go. But right after that, you'll see that it starts coming down. So that moment is the best moment. And then we are pedaling on our own. And then she is going to describe that moment by not being able to hear anything but the wind. So now we're using our senses, our hearing, and we're also using our senses here because her family is cheering for her. So she could describe that like it was claps and hoots and hollers. And then we end our story. So that's our little itty bitty moment zoomed in to tell a bigger story. All right, so let's see, after planning, what she came up with as her vignette. And a vignette, this is 2 paragraphs. Boys and girls, a vignette is not a whole story. It is a tiny moment with a lot of description. So we have, I'll never forget that moment, the moment I learned to ride my bike. It had been long hours and hours of me and my dad working together. After what seemed like 100 hours of me being outside, notice how what seemed like 100 hours, probably really wasn't 100 hours, but she's exaggerating to make it more detailed. My body was exhausted, my ponytail stuck to my back with sweat, and my dad had to wipe his hands and face off with a Little Mermaid beach towel. Notice she doesn't just say towel, she says Little Mermaid. So we can really see what was going on with detail in this moment. As I climbed back up on my bike, I decided I was determined to do this. I love how she capitalized would because it's really important to her, pedal on my own. No ifs, ands, or buts this time. Dad said, "You ready?" Notice we have dialogue. I nodded in determination. Great word. Determination means you know you're going to do something. I strapped my helmet back on my head, and Dad gripped the back of my bike seat, balancing the bike while I got on. All right, off we go. He started running, and my feet began frantically pedal. Instead of just saying pedal, she describes it. She uses an adjective, frantically. The hot breeze, again, not just breeze, the hot breeze, she's describing it, felt good on my face. I wanted more. I wanted to go faster. I pedaled harder and harder and harder. The trees, our house, and my mom cheering all whipped past us. So whipped. Instead of she went past them, she whipped past them. I felt myself speed up faster than I've ever ridden before. I heard my dad's feet thudding against the pavement, trying to keep up with my feet, which were pedaling so fast, faster than ever before. Faster than ever before. So this moment of time might be tops 1 minute, but notice how much this author was able to write about 1 minute. Dad could barely keep up. No, Dad couldn't keep up. He was behind me. He had let go and I was riding on my own. All I could hear was the wind in my ears. So what she's hearing, I continued to pedal, 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 and slowly loop back to my cheering family. I had done it. I had learned to ride my bike. All right, and she does wrap up the story. There's no cliffhangers. She ends it. All right, so boys and girls, today I want you to start thinking about your apple ideas and your apple seed ideas, and which apple seed idea you think you can come up with detail that is this descriptive for your own writing. And we're going to talk about planning today. So there are different ways you can plan. You can plan using a list, so you can write things out in order. Again, you go up here and you hit clockwise and you can write beginning, what happened, and you can continue moving down and continue writing what happened in the story and use all those details. As many details as you can remember, write them in these notes. You might also plan with a web planning page. So this might be your seed idea and these might be all your details. You might like to plan with a timeline. So how we kind of did our own timeline, this would be the timeline of your little moments. So you kind of squeeze in there, well, no, this happened before, this happened after, this happened before. You want to squeeze in as many details and what you remember from your senses as possible. Or you can use the story mountain, similar to how this author planned out her story. Okay. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about that, and I do expect you guys to pick one of these and start working on your planning today. I don't care which one, but I want to see 6 details. Are you ready? 6 details in one of these planning pages that's going to help you write your vignette. Here is her example. And then after you do that, I want you to take a look in our writing document in our Google Drive. We have, well, yours doesn't look like this, but you will have attached to the assignment a rubric. Now, rubrics are how teachers grade you, and I think it's important before you start a project that you see how you're going to be graded. So, in this vignette, you are going to be graded based on the organization. Does your story make sense and follow a logical pattern in sequence? So a 4 is going to earn you the highest mark, and a 1, so ideas and scenes seem to randomly be arranged. That's not going to be a very good grade. Your sensory description. So I want you guys to think sensory means like what you see, what you hear, what you taste, what you smell, what you feel, how you feel. You have to use those to describe what's going on. So if you use 3 of those in the situation, then you'll get a 4. If you use 2, you'll get a 3. If you use only 1, you'll get a 2. And if you use none, you'll get a 1. You have to use some sort of dialogue. So someone has to talk and say something in this vignette. We'll talk about dialogue more in a couple days while you're writing this to help clear up any misconceptions, but you do need to have quotes around words that someone has said during this time that you are coming up with. And then your spelling and your punctuation has to be correct. All right, boys and girls, you guys can look at this and it will be there for you to continue looking at. Again, over the next couple days, we will be doing lessons. We'll be doing a lesson on leads, on conclusions, on dialogue, and word choice. This vignette will be due next Wednesday. Nope, I'm just kidding. Yep, on the 12th of September. No, it's not the 12th of September. Hang on. Let me see what day it is. It will be due on the 16th of November. So you'll be seeing this on the 8th. So yeah, next Wednesday. All right, boys and girls, that's it for today. Don't forget to plan. You do need 6 ideas and 6 details to start your plan, and you may start writing your vignette today. And no, you do not have to have a final draft today, but it will be due next Wednesday. And if you think you need any help with it or a little bit more guidance, just let me know. Alrighty. Good luck and have fun.